Welcome back to my channel, The NBA GOAT, where I talk about NBA history, share my opinions on anything basketball related, and sometimes touch on current events. Today I want to talk a bit about the story of LeBron James receiving an H2 Hummer while still in high school that just doesn't make any sense to me. After looking into this whole situation a little bit deeper, this whole story just seems like one big cover-up for an NBA prodigy that no one wanted to have any kind of blemish. LeBron received a car for his 18th birthday supposedly from his mother. This happened before he ever got drafted to the NBA, and it looked like the gift violated amateur bylaws and his eligibility to play amateur basketball. The car was worth $50,000 at the time, which translates to $82,000 today when we account for inflation. The whole situation led to a 2-week investigation which ultimately cleared LeBron of any wrongdoing, and the matter had been swept under the rug. When this happened, the Ohio High School Athletic Association Commissioner Claire Mascaro decided James did not compromise his amateur status and that his mother Gloria ultimately provided enough proof she bought him the vehicle. Mascaro said at the time, "I was satisfied with the documentation that we were given." LeBron has always been hailed as clean and never involved in a scandal, but this whole situation smells super fishy to me and just doesn't make any sense. Let me explain. Gloria James, LeBron's mother, said she took out a bank loan in Columbus to buy the Hummer shipped from a dealership in California and outfitted it with 3 TVs and computer game hookups for her son's 18th birthday. Mascaro, the commissioner, originally worried that James had accepted the Hummer from an agent or outside source and had violated an OSHA bylaw that says amateur status is forfeited if an athlete capitalizes on athletic fame by receiving money or gifts of monetary value. Whatever documentation Mascaro received made him say something like this, as quoted in an Associated Press article from 2003. He said, "I'm not in position to question bank officials. I am satisfied that the loan that was granted did not violate our guidelines and was acquired only by his mother," meaning James's mom. Don't get me wrong, I think LeBron's mom always wanted the best for her boy. But there's no way she got a $50,000 loan all by herself back then. Keep listening and see why I think that. Now this is the part that completely does not make any sense at all. LeBron's mother was originally not able to take care of her son because of a tough financial situation and not being able to provide stability for him. Gloria had not completed her education due to her pregnancy, and that's fine. That was why she was unable to find a stable job. After a certain point, and after moving from one apartment to another often, she realized that it was futile for her to keep moving with a young child and made the hardest decision of her life by deciding to leave James with his then football coach, Frank Walker, who was the one who introduced LeBron to basketball. She was quoted saying at the time, "It was hard, but it was not about me. It was about him. At that time in life, he needed stability." If you think about it, that's a very good decision by his mother. She kept close to her son, and he had a stable situation that way, which allowed him to regularly attend school. All this is fine and shows how hard LeBron James' childhood was. The problem arises when we see that it was documented and accepted by the commissioner that Gloria James took out that loan of $50,000, which again, in today's money is $82,000 after accounting for inflation, and took out that loan supposedly on her own while also not having a stable job and living in assisted public housing. Yes, she lived in assisted public housing at the time. If you ask me, if you live in assisted public housing, there's no damn bank that's giving you a $50,000 loan in 2003, period.
According to an association bylaw, an athlete forfeits his or her amateur status by capitalizing on athletic fame by receiving money or gifts of monetary value.
Now tell me, which bank would give a single mother struggling without stable employment and living in public housing a loan of $50,000 back then, $82,000 today?
Look, they say that the mother got the loan from the bank even though they live in public housing because the bank and many banks reportedly have been calling the mother and the family, offering loans because they expect a big payoff. They expect that the money will be able to be paid back later once he hits the jackpot in the NBA.
Where would she be approved for a loan like that without taking advantage and capitalizing on LeBron's athletic fame to receive gifts? That was the actual part that was supposedly illegal and would have him lose his amateur eligibility.
Of course, they need to investigate about it. They need to, because he ain't supposed to be having no Hummer, no.
It almost looks like the bank gave his mother money in the form of the loan to buy the Hummer, because she wasn't really qualified to receive that money on her own.
A gift or something more? It's the $50,000 question here.
Now, as far as I know, a family member can give a gift like that without violating the rules. But again, his mother at the time in no way was qualified for a loan like that, as I said before. If she had been looked at as any other person in her situation, without being the mother of LeBron James, she would have never gotten that loan. That was clearly a gift either from the bank itself, wanting to be in good graces of the James family for the future, knowing what was coming to James soon. That's why the commissioner, seeing that the loan was approved himself, knew it was odd, and that's why he said, "I'm in no position to question the bank." There was no way that without James being who he was, and without everyone knowing he was going to be drafted number 1, his mother would have ever gotten a loan like that on her own, especially, again, living in public housing. The investigation cleared James and his mother of any wrongdoing because the paperwork needed was supplied. But there's no way I believe this was done fairly and without giving James and his mom preferential treatment because of the situation that he was in and the opportunity he presented to the bank, Ohio, and anyone that would help him. I'm not attacking LeBron's mother here, or him for that matter. But even before he got drafted to the NBA, he was already in a situation where he needed his behind covered by media and local authorities to preserve his image. Indeed, he must have been right about being the chosen one. He did have another situation also in very close proximity to that Hummer gift. He supposedly received 2 jerseys for free, of which the value exceeded $100 allowed as a gift from a store for taking photos there to be hanged and using his personality, fame, and athletic ability to curry favor that way. After getting caught in that situation, he offered to pay for the jerseys and filed an appeal to the decision of ineligibility that came down. The appeal had the decision overturned and James was free of wrongdoing again. 2 situations which I think in which he got treated with preferential treatment. I was intrigued by the story and had to dig a little to find all these details. I hope you guys will appreciate it, subscribe, like the video, and share it. I'll try to include some links to the articles I used for the information for my video. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.